After 11 years of marriage, my wife asked me to take another woman out to dinner. "I love you," she said, "but I know this other woman loves you too and would cherish spending some time with you." The woman she had in mind was my mother, who has been a widow for 19 years. Due to the demands of my work and raising 3 children, I had only been able to visit her every so often. That evening, I called to invite her out for dinner. "Is everything all right?" she asked, her voice tinged with concern. My mother tends to worry that a late-night call or an unexpected invitation signals bad news. "I thought it would be nice to spend some time together," I said. "Just the 2 of us." After a moment's thought, she replied, "I would like that very much." That Friday after work, I felt a mix of nerves and anticipation as I drove to pick her up. When I arrived, I noticed she too seemed a bit anxious about our outing. She stood at the door, wearing the dress she had worn for her last wedding anniversary. Her hair curled, and a radiant smile on her face. "I told my friends I was going out with my son, and they were impressed," she said as she got into the car. "They can't wait to hear all about it." We went to a restaurant that, although not elegant, was very nice and cozy. My mother linked her arm with mine as though she were the first lady. Once seated, I began to read the menu for her, since her eyes could only manage large print. Midway through, I glanced up and saw her watching me with a nostalgic smile. "I used to read the menu to you when you were small," she said. "It's time for me to return the favor," I replied. During dinner, we had a pleasant conversation, catching up on each other's lives. We lost track of time, and when I dropped her off later, she said, "I'd love to go out with you again, but next time, let me be the one to invite you." I agreed. When I returned home, my wife asked, "How was your dinner date?" "It was wonderful," I replied. "Much better than I could have imagined." A few days later, my mother passed away suddenly from a heart attack. The news came so quickly that I didn't have a chance to do anything more for her. Later, I received an envelope containing a copy of a restaurant receipt from the same place we had dined. An attached note read, "I paid this bill in advance. I wasn't sure if I would still be here, but I wanted to cover 2 meals, one for you and one for your wife. You'll never know how much that night meant to me. I love you, son." In that moment, I understood the profound importance of expressing love and giving our loved ones the time they deserve. Family is very important. Cherish your time together, because these moments cannot be postponed to some other time.